What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is a review of my Narrowbase gear. Plus, got some new stuff in. Let's check it out. Okay, can't wait to open this stuff. I'm really excited. I've had that Narrowbase gear for probably about a year now, maybe a little more than a year actually, and it's still like new. And I use it hard, you guys. So let's see what we got in here. Alright. Let's get this open. Oh, got something in here. Alright, put that aside for a second. Here's one of them. Let's see how they compare. These are probably a little brighter just because they're newer. But yeah, they're the exact same PLA. I assume that's what they're made out of. I'm pretty sure he uses PLA. But these are really sweet. And so I got a double stack there. And another one here. Now, he makes quite a few different versions of these, but these actually fit together so there's no gap between them. So you have to kind of pay attention when you're on his site, and so you have to know what the offset is. So this one is offset, I believe, left. I could be wrong. I don't know if he calls this an offset left or an offset right. And this one is center. And then if you wanted a third one, you would get the other one that's offset the opposite of this one. So that would make them fit just like I have there on my tactical vest and make them fit really tight, which is important if you want to get 6 across or 3 across and 2 deep for a tactical vest there. So I just got 2 of these because this is actually planned for a battle belt. So that's kind of my plan, to have an even lighter option than my tactical vest. So these are for that. And then always I could even take these and replace those if these ever wear out, which I'm sure they will over time after you pull them out and whatnot over time. There's nubs up here that actually are what hold your magazine in. So it clips onto the top of the magazine. It's kind of hard to show, but that's what locks it in, and I'm sure over time they will wear off. Now, if you're carrying them upside down like I do there, they'll probably work for a very, very long time. But if you run them on a battle belt like this, they may fall out eventually. But that would probably take several years of use. That'd be my guess. So, pretty cool there. Let's see what else we got. So I got a few belt holders. So I wanted to get these in case I wanted to go with something other than MOLLE, and I just wanted to run just the belt itself. And then I also have MOLLE stuff. So these are what actually lock into the back of this. So right here, and it goes through your MOLLE webbing on your vest or your belt, and that will lock it in. But if you just want to run a straight normal tack belt, and then you could just run this and not use MOLLE. So this would fit over here just like that and lock in to the backs also these. So you kind of can choose and pick between the two. He also makes a version with these on here. If you don't want to run MOLLE, if you plan to never use MOLLE, then you could get this already on here, and it would save you some money because this piece obviously costs a little extra. But I wanted to have the versatility in case I wanted to go even lighter than a, you know, a tactical belt like this, and that's why I went ahead and purchased these. So I got one more, and this one actually will run sideways. So it actually goes on the back like this. So I have a draw on the back like this, so I don't have to pull down on the back. And I felt like that was really cool and convenient, so I could run even a magazine on my back. So I have 2 different versions of the MOLLE holders, I guess. And I got short ones because you're going to want short ones for a belt like this, or they'll just stick out and it'll kind of get in the way. And then I got some mediums because I actually lost one on there. And I recommend, actually, if you're running a tactical vest, to put them going up like this, because actually I don't find that they slip out the bottom like this. Like, I've never had any problems when you weave it through that they actually fall out like this. The problem I've had is when I've run, that when I had them like this, that my legs and motion would hit it like this, and that would push it up, and I've actually lost them that way, as moving up. But since I switched them around, I've never had that problem. Like my legs hit it and it just makes it tighter, if anything. So as you can see, that's a really nice fit. Really easy to pull out. It stays in there, and that's not going anywhere. That's really, really good. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, you guys. So this is basically how I would run this. I feel like 22s are okay at this point, and obviously back here I feel like it's okay, and makes actually, because it's a longer magazine, it's really easy to pull out right there. But once you move up to here where your legs pass, I don't think you would want something that long. But they are not coming out, so no issues there until you pull. So really easy to just pull out, and it works really nicely. I really, really like their stuff. Honestly, my favorite part is that they are bright colored. You can get them in all different colors. Some are brighter than others, obviously, but he has tons of colors, and I really like to add color to my loadout, so that's really why I go with the Narrowbase, and especially the blue. We'll go ahead and I'll show you how they look on just the belt itself with the holders now. So I'm just going to use one for the sake of this demonstration, but you have your belt things, and they just hook on just like this, and they snap in pretty easily just like that. So there you go. That's how that works. And really easy to get out, guys. You just push right here on this, and you just push up. Comes right out, no issues. So there it is on the belt. This is a 2-inch version. He does make these in different sizes, so make sure you know the width of your belt. This is, I believe, either an Apex or a Condor tactical belt, and they are usually 2 inches wide. So definitely get the 2-inch version if you're running a belt like this. So that's definitely something to keep in mind when you're ordering. But I do like that. That's really cool and works really, really nicely. That's how that looks on there. Really nice. Pretty good. So I just wanted to show you guys that a 20-round Artifact magazine actually fits in there just fine too. And this is obviously for Stefan darts, but if you're into that, this should work just fine. It has a really good fit, really tight. Should be just fine. So yeah, I mean, these have actually worked with pretty much every magazine I own. They will sort of work even with the old school mags, but they are a very tight fit. So it's up to you whether you think that's something that you want to try or not. If you run older, like Stampede mags or something like that. The clear magazines are a little loose if you run them this way, but if you run them upside down like this, should have no issues at all. So I just want to say Narrowbase does some of the best printing I have ever seen, and he's been doing it for a long time. I mean, this product's been out for quite a while, and he was on top of the printing game before anyone else, in my opinion. Has really, really tight prints and very, very high quality. No imperfections at all. Very, very, very good. He has a really good, like I said, a really good range of colors, so you definitely have a variety there. This is the lighter blue if you're interested in this color. I will link, obviously, all my stuff, so if you want to copy my setup, you definitely can do so. I'll link the battle belt, the tactical belt, the vest, and all of the parts. He also does quite a few other parts. If you're into Rival, he has magazine holders for the stick mags. He has some hammer shot holsters and things like that. Now the holsters are really only good for people that don't paint their blasters because it is a very tight friction kind of fit. So I wouldn't recommend them if you're into painting your blasters. That's why I haven't purchased any. But he does have those. So I'll definitely link his site and all this other stuff in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review of my Narrowbase gear. Please leave a like. Smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, peace out, y'all.